Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So this is the second weekly video that I've tried to record. The previous message that I got and recorded was all about, you know, I talked about we're going to experience a full moon this week, and it's going to be in Gemini, and the fact that the full moon is going to be in Gemini, which is, you know, when we talk about moon cycles, this is when we are basically releasing something that we've been working on since the new moon, or since the moon was new in Gemini, I think earlier this year. So I think that was over the summer at some point. So you could be working on something that started in, I don't know why I'm thinking like June, July. Yeah. So that's where we are, but there's also the issue of Gemini, Mars being in Gemini, being retrograde in Gemini. So words are going to be so important this week. What you say, what you release, how you work with information that you're getting. Because I think depending on whatever the situation is, you know, you're going to have to decide, you know, am I going to respond, or I'm just going to let it be. And I think the approach, and I'm trying to figure out a good way to say it, but I think the approach is to, like, whatever is happening, don't go like impulsive. So don't say anything impulsively, don't act impulsively. Let the information come your way so that you can make a better decision about whatever it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean, look at that. A little bit of mess here. Got some cedar here, so I just want to clean my space. All right. Just smudging with cedar here, just cleaning. I'm just like, I did probably about 30 minutes of a reading, and the reading came out where it mostly talked about, you know, what are you giving? What's your offering? And it's like, you know, you've probably, even if you're looking at like your year, and how your year has gone, it's still, there's this same question of, you've been through the darkness, you've found your own healing, and now it's like, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give? You know, it's kind of like you've made it to the end of the year, aka the summit of the year. You've made it to the top, right? You've made it to the end of the year. What are you going to leave for the gods here to say, I leave this for you all? Like, what is it that you're sacrificing? What is sacred to you that you are willing to give? And so that was also part of the reading. But then it got into, with the tarot specifically, it got into this story of, someone being kind of like on a high horse of, you know, thinking that because they were emotionally powerful, that they could also be, just because they had mastered their emotions meant that they had mastered an entire universe. So it's kind of like this feeling of someone thinking that they were, I don't want to say God, but someone thinking that they had more power than they actually did. And that being kind of like, I want to say a downfall. Definitely like an ego destruction. And of course, I'm a believer that you need a healthy amount of ego, right? Because you need to be able to, knowing yourself means you know what you can give to any situation. But at a certain point, when you've got a little bit too much ego and things have been like going your way too well, it's kind of like, okay, there's a little bit of a switch up. And I apologize, my heat is on. It's a little chilly this morning, so you'll probably hear that in the background. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to do Wild Unknown Archetype, but I also want to do something a little different today. I want to do a pre-shuffle. And that's really just like going in and shuffling and pulling random cards and seeing what the messages might be for this week. Not just for the full moon, but for this week. So I'm going to go in here and ask Spirit to give us, we're going through the pre-shuffle here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, we've got the Hanged Man in reverse. Something is coming to light about possibly a family situation. What else? Let's see. What else, Spirit? That's interesting. Six of Pentacles. So we had the Hangman in reverse. Something's coming to light about a family situation, and someone has been giving, someone has been giving in a situation and neglecting another. And that might be what's coming to light. What else, Spirit? What else? Justice. Yep, there's justice coming in a situation. That's what's coming out. Let's see. All right, I'm going to take these back up. At the bottom of the deck there, we have the Devil in reverse. There is a disconnection from a toxic energy here. So let's see. I'm going to keep going. Shuffle again. Just get some more messages out here. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, someone has been taking, someone has been stealing energy. Someone has been stealing energy, not understanding. Someone has been stealing energy and stealing. I am rethinking the way that I use the term karma, because I likely don't understand what it actually means. So I'm trying to describe this as someone is, by taking someone else's energy, they're also taking on that energy for themselves. So when you steal, okay, and I say you just as like an example, it's not you specifically, it's the universal you, right? Say if, I'll just use an external as an example because maybe you'll connect with that a little bit better. So if someone comes and like steals your blessing, right? Someone comes and steals your blessing. What's actually happening is you think that they think that they're stealing something really good from you, when really you had no idea how it was going to turn out, right? You had no idea how it was going to turn out. And there is this essence of, they took something from you that they thought you were enjoying, when really this was a burden to you. And so while they think they have debilitated you or set you back, they've actually lightened your load a little bit. So someone is stealing something from you that they thought was benefiting you, when really you were like, no, I'm ready to be out. Like, you're doing me a favor. But they don't know that because they're already gone. They've already left. And so now there's this idea here that they're dealing with the consequences. They're seeing that they're getting the same understanding. What they took from you was not a blessing. It was a horror, and it was kind of a shit show. That's what they took from you, because this King of Cups and this Temperance in reverse just says they're having a really, really tough time. Really tough time. They've lost control of their emotions, and there is nothing left for them. They took this from you, right? That's the message. Let's see what else. What else, Spirit? What else? Yep. There's a burden here, and I feel as if someone is going to be coming toward you like, hey, look, I'm sorry. And it feels a little bit like a confession. Could be an apology, but it's actually someone trying to, like, low-key come back. And when I say come back, just trying to get into your energy to heal. And you're going to need to be really, really, really protective of not only your energy, but your energy field. And when I say energy field, the second that this person you will, if you are an empath, if you're an empath, if you're a highly sensitive person, and you very intuitive, you will know when this person has entered your field, because you will feel a heaviness, right? You'll feel a heaviness. You'll feel someone draining you, regardless of if they show up with a smile on their face or anything like that, but you will feel the drain coming out of your energy. Let's see, look at that. Yep. You will feel the drain coming out of your energy. This is what this Empress in reverse is saying. You will feel something being pulled away from you. You will feel, because normally the Empress upright, very fertile, everything is lush. You will feel this person enter your energy field. And as soon as you feel it, you've got to do something about it. And so when I say that, I say you have to be really intentional about, I would even say until the end of the year, just be really intentional about who you allow in your space. If you've got somebody that you know is just going to feed off of your energy, I would just say block their energy. Not only just block them completely, but also, block them on an energetic level. So their energy cannot get into your space knowingly or unknowingly, okay? And then we also have the Star card. This is just saying pour into what is important and let go of what's not. It's time to really focus on your energy. It's time to really focus on being very, very intentional over this next I want to say the next week and a half, 2 weeks, but it could go even further than that, because we've got these major arcana out here, and it's talking about your energy, your healing, excuse me, your journey thus far, and somebody's coming back with these potential problems, right? Okay, let's see. All right, let's see what else. Yep. Yeah, these all came out already before. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle again, and we'll move on to our wild unknown archetype, just to kind of get a feel. Maybe even it'll tell us like how to protect ourselves, and I'll do some guidance too. So yeah, I'll pull some oracle cards for guidance. Okay, one more. You know what? No, Spirit is saying you don't have to do it anymore. Okay, all right, cool. I kind of wanted to do like how you'll know. I've got these two. I've got this one deck. It's called Dream Reading Cards, but it's split up into Oracle and Dreams. So I want to get an idea, since we're dealing with Gemini. Gemini's an air sign, right? I want to see if we have any kind of like, maybe we'll see something that will give us some sort of clue that something is coming in. Yep, something about a car. You may see someone's car. You may see a car in your dreams that reminds you of someone. Let's see, the question here too. There are some prompts on here as well. Do you know what direction you want to go in life? Do you feel in control of your life plans? Do you represent the car model in your dream? So you may see this, a certain vehicle in your dream. This might clue you in that something is in your energy. You may see the person in your dream. And the question here is, when or where are you feeling discouraged or undervalued? Do you want to be part of the in crowd? What ideal qualities would you like to adopt? What else might you see? You might see death in your dream. You might have a nightmare. Here the question is, what parts of you and your habits need changing? How do you feel disconnected with yourself and with others? Have you been neglecting your physical and emotional health? So if you are to see any of these things in your dreams, ask yourself these questions, because that might clue you in that you are experiencing or might experience this energy. And again, I want to caveat with, this is a general reading and it will not resonate for everyone. If parts of it resonate for you, just take those parts, please. Don't try to apply the whole thing, okay? Whatever is helpful and useful to you that helps you on your spiritual journey, I want you to take that and work with it, right? And discern. That's most important too. Be discerning of your own energy and where you invest your spiritual energy. Okay, Spirit. Oh, look at that. Got a lot. No, I'm not going to take all those. I just want one card, Spirit. Thank you. Well, we got two. We've got the heart and the stone. Okay. Huh. I'm not going to take those, but I'm going to keep it in mind, because I feel like it's got something to do, but I only want one card, Spirit, and it keeps giving me two. Anima Mundi and the mountain. Yep, didn't we talk about the mountain the mountain being the end of the year here? There we go. One card. Thank you, Spirit. The shadow. And you guys know, you all know, I have talked about the shadow extensively here because I am also a shadow work practitioner. And I do guided meditations to help you get in touch with your shadow and ask yourself some very difficult questions. No. Sorry, I got that kind of, I went into a different thought. So I do guided meditations, yes, to help you build a connection or a bridge to your shadow self, and also help you create a place of safety in order to approach your shadow. On the other hand, I also created a guide for people who watch a lot of tarot videos for like one specific situation. and you're constantly looking for answers, but it's for the same situation, and the situation never changes, right? I created a guide that is essentially a shadow work guide for people who watch a lot of tarot videos, right? So let's talk a little bit about the shadow here in this reading. We're looking at the full moon, and I feel as if there's this release of anything that's blocking this week with this energy and everything that's coming up. I feel as if whoever, let's put it this way, I feel as if whoever tries to come into your energy to return the thing they stole from you, not knowing that what they stole from you was actually helping you, and neither did you until you did healing work, you did shadow work even. But what they don't understand is what they're coming back into is quite powerful, because they will be meeting your integrated shadow self, which means they will be meeting, like, honestly, they'll be walking into a spiritual fist fight. And they will not win, right? They will not be able to gain access because you have done the work of approaching your own shadow. Once this something left, right? Something was taken from you at a moment where you were like, oh God, someone please come and take this from me. But they thought, oh, I'm going to steal, right? I'm going to take this from this person, not knowing, and thinking that I'm doing harm, or thinking that I'm being sneaky or whatever. I'm going to take this, not understanding that what they took was something that you were trying to get rid of anyway, right? Okay, so let's look at this, the shadow. And not to say that they're trying to get your shadow. The whole situation kind of put you into the mode of facing your shadow. And so now that you've done that work, or even have moved into doing this work, somebody's going to come back and try and return to sender, right? And it's not going to happen, because you are so totally understanding of your own power here. You've done shadow work, but let's talk about it. Okay. X. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. The shadow. Excuse me. The unspeakable, the unwelcome, the denied. Yeah, someone's going to walk right into your shadow. And it's interesting because, yes, this is going to be a full moon this week, and it's going to be you're releasing something, right? But someone is trying to come back, and they're going to walk right into your shadow energy. And they're going to have to deal with your shadow side. And you might not even be aware of this happening in your energetic field, because you are allowing your shadow to, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way, because I don't want to confuse anyone. Okay. What I'm imagining is you've done the work of addressing your shadow, right? So you're aware. You're very aware, right? And what's ended up happening is someone is trying to energetically return into your space. And what they're going to run into is a shadow that now works with you and for you, because you know it. You have worked with it. So it's like you've brought your shadow to the forefront, and you're not afraid to be empowered by what you've discovered and uncovered and integrated from your shadow self, because they're going to run right. It's like them walking right into a fist, and they weren't expecting it. And you have no qualms holding, like, boom, like, I don't care, right? Not advocating violence. It's just like on a spiritual level, but that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Although every card in the archetypes deck has a shadow potential, this card, shoot, I scared myself, y'all, sorry. This card, sorry. This card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow itself. We often think that the shadow can be purified, illuminated, and made right through effort and achievement. However, it is typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of shadow material itself. By rejecting parts of ourselves and the world, we begin to separate from the whole. Rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow, we busy ourselves with avoiding its presence. This is denial. When this card appears, it is time to take inventory of those things that you've been denying. Yes. When the mind responds with, no, anything but that, you are touching shadow. Find support for this deep inner work and move toward the shadow with patience and compassion. So yes, what's happening here is you are no longer denying yourself the truth of what happened in this, whatever situation that this may apply to or apply for. You are no longer denying yourself the truth. You're no longer denying yourself this information. You're no longer saying, oh yeah, you know, I was perfect, I was great, I was this, I was that. You know, you're really digging into, I wasn't the greatest. It wasn't just the other, right? It was something in me that was allowing the other to be great. That was allowing the other to be in the space of whatever, right? And so again, someone's going to try and come back and return to sender, and you're just like, nope. That person doesn't live here anymore. Take it back. Okay, so when the shadow is in light, it is revealing unconscious aspects of the self and the world. But when it is in dark, it is denying unconscious aspects of the self and the world. To go deeper, read Owning Your Shadow by R. Johnson. I think that's Robert Johnson. And I'll put a link to that book. And the shadow of the gods are the very gods themselves. Reflect on this statement by James Hillman in A Blue Fire. What do you despise about yourself? By answering, you move toward shadow. Contemplate the following scientific observation. The closer an object, a person, place, or community is to the light, the longer the shadow it casts. So, and I'll talk a little bit about that too, the longer the shadow that it casts. So like, the more you think that I can do no wrong, I'm perfect, I'm this, I'm that, the closer you believe yourself to be to the light, the bigger the shadow you cast. It's a denial of a shadow that exists. And so as a group gets bigger, as anything that you're involved in, or even like a thought of, well, I can do no wrong, blah, blah, blah. No. Incorrect. You can do wrong. And it's time to confront the parts of you that you refuse to question because your mind is saying, no, anything but that. And it's basically, it's like, what is your biggest, yeah. What's your biggest, there's no way I can be X, Y, Z, this, that, because I'm the nicest person, I'm this, I'm that. No. Why are you nice? So the question for me, let's talk about it. The question for me is like, why am I, why, like, let's talk about people pleasing. Why am I a people pleaser? Oh my goodness, it's because as a kid, I was the oldest child and I had to make sure that everybody got along. And then I was also the oldest child. I had to be the third adult in the house when the parents were away. And I also had to be, you know, the caretaker, the this, the that. There was this persona this way of being that I present as being the right me was actually born out of being put in a place or feeling as if I had to be a certain way, and that pushing that down into my shadow self, and not really taking a look at, you should never have been in that position as a child to act as an adult, or to act as like act as like a third adult in the house, and act as like a caretaker at such a young age, right? That's shadow work. Okay, let's get into it, because I don't know. I've already gone 30 minutes. Okay, let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's clean the cards. Okay, so just gonna clean the cards here. All right, a little smudge there on my thumb. A little ash never hurt nobody, right? Okay. All right, here we go. All right, Spirit, let's talk about it. Yep. You are at an advantage. It's interesting. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Spirit. Huh? Justice in reverse. Okay. I think that's it. Okay. Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. There's an energy here of like, you're done. You're cut off. And not only that, I think what really needs to be understood with the Queen of Swords here, every single time she comes up here for me, it's always this like, look, cutting something apart in order to join it together, right? You are the Queen of Swords. You are the Queen of Swords in this energy, male or female. You're the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is always like, look, I'm giving you a chance here, but I'm not afraid to use my weapon, which is, my words, my thoughts, my ideas, my intuition. I'm not afraid to do this. I'm not afraid to go this route, because it's a matter of protecting your perimeter, protecting your spiritual perimeter here with this immediately when the Seven of Wands came out. That's what I thought, right? It's protecting the perimeter, even the smallest places. Now the thing is with this guy here in this Seven of Wands, this might be something that is, you might end up, it's kind of like you feel like you might be doing this at the last minute. So this might be something that is being called on at the last minute. You're going to have to pick up your sword and be ready. This is like being ready, because this is going to be something that just comes out of the blue and might shock you and surprise you. With the Nine of Wands in reverse, it is about something from the past. Someone is trying to return, and you're like in this energy of trying to reverse that return. Very quickly, you're being put into that energy. Yeah, I feel like so interesting. It's so interesting. I feel like, yeah, someone, I hate to say returning, but it's part of this. Someone has this idea that if they come to you and try and balance things out, they can regain, with the Six of Wands upright, they can regain some sense of, things that happened before, right? Because we've gone from the Seven of Wands to the Six of Wands. Oh, that's what it is. someone is trying to come back to fight for their status again. Someone is trying to fight for their status. Someone who was once celebrated has now, look at that. Someone who was once celebrated is now being knocked down from something that they did. And they're coming back and they're finding themselves that they're no longer in a position to judge whether someone should be given or receive, right? They want to be and they want to be celebrated again. They want to be in that energy again, but they don't seem to realize that's not happening. With the Justice in reverse, this is basically a legal situation not going a certain way. A legal situation not going a certain way. Now, I will say this card fell, this is the one that fell out on the floor. So I think I'm going to get some clarification on that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to get some clarification on that. All right, I'm going to use my Hermetic deck. I don't want to keep you all too long. And again, this is a collective, general collective reading. Could be specific for someone out there, but just want to make sure you all are aware of that. Okay. Okay, can you clarify the Justice card in this reading? Aha. Justice card is clarified by the Tower. Ooh. Oh. Something is falling down. Falling down, falling down, falling down. Ooh. And here's the Queen of Swords again. Yeah, you're bringing down the Tower. You are not allowing this person justice in your energy. You're denying them any kind of sense of justice. You're denying them any kind of sense of healing off of your energy. You're like, you're done. You're done. You're done. Let's get some guidance really quickly. And again, don't want to take up too much of your time. So I'm going to use the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Yes. Okay. Let's see what we need on an energetic level here, Spirit. Because Mystical Shaman doesn't technically always tend to be really like hardcore, but kind of hoping that there's a message here. Spirit, can you give us a message of how this queen, thank you, the child, yep. This is related to the inner child work. Whoever is coming forward here, you need to protect yourself the same way as if you were protecting yourself as a child. And that's why we do shadow work. It's really protecting yourself as a child. Protecting the child who didn't get a chance to protect themselves, right? Because whoever is coming back is going to try and like get into that energy that they stole from originally, right? And it's no longer there. Let's read that. The child. Here we go. Finding the book. All right, number 7. The essence. The child knows the way to joy and happiness. Yeah, someone is going to try and tap in to your newfound childlike energy. And you're going to have to be the adult and be like, she's not here to play, right? The child knows the way to joy and happiness. The child offers the return of a second innocence, a time born of wisdom and not of naivete. This card allows you to correct your course and offers you a second chance. It brings you the possibility of redemption and entering heaven while on earth. Again, this is you. But there's this energy coming into this reading that sounds like someone is trying to ride your coattails to the heaven that you have created for yourself by doing your own healing, right? So the invitation. The child is here to release you from the habit of being yourself and to help you acquire a beginner's mind so that you can see life as if for the first time. Remain open to learning and discovery. Who is your spouse or partner today? Can you see them with fresh eyes? Who is looking back at you in the mirror this morning? Become a mystery unto yourself and reconnect with a childlike sense of wonder. Yeah, someone is seeing your healing and is trying to come back and ride into that when you need to just focus on yourself, focus on seeing things with a fresh eye, but truly understanding who is not for you and who is not for your energy. Because someone is going to try and come in and ride those coattails of your healing, and they're even going to try and take advantage of you now seeing with childlike wonder and childlike eyes, right, into your life, into your own healing, and into your own sense of self. Protect your energy. Protect your energy. Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. See you soon. Bye.